People who throw the term media literacy around as if it's some sort of badge of insight often don't actually address what's actually illiterate about the media opinions of those they criticize. Why was Picard acting so weird during Star Trek First Contact, only to get a grip on himself after breaking his collection of ship models? It wasn't because of media literacy, I can tell you that. It was because he was having a catharsis. Why would they show Ironheart being arrogant about her abilities and sense of purpose in the very first minute of her TV show's first episode? Was it media literacy? No. It's called setting up a character arc where you take someone shown as arrogant and then humble them so that by the end they have found a better internal balance in order to master themselves. Some of you, in terms of the general public, and many of you, in terms of YouTube viewers and creators, are trapped in a matrix. Not of computers and simulation theories, but of your own perceptual grid. Decades of internet politics have left people at both ends of the spectrum incapable of viewing media without a myriad of invisible tripwires, triggered by certain key phrases or visual cues, until they have become incapable of actually enjoying anything that wasn't specifically designed to satisfy their specific world paradigm. Otherwise, anything and everything can be problematic, rendered terribly inconsistent since the majority of people who worry about if something is woke or cis-hetero micro-racist will coincidentally give media they liked when they were children a pass, even when it would otherwise violate their self-imposed standards. As I said in my Star Wars marathon video a month or so ago, I am tired of not being allowed to enjoy things because the emotional retardation of the internet has everyone gleefully roasting a show or movie that they have never even bothered to watch for themselves, based on the opinions of influencers who did not even really watch it, not in good faith. 99.9% of whom don't even make anything actually creative themselves. For the handful of tubers who put out comics are a million who are nothing more than consumers. What percentage of nerd fandoms now consume entertainment products by watching people who haven't watched things talk about them, and then go around dropping catchphrases into the comment fields of other YouTube videos, as if they were some sort of wise elder super genius for repeating Tolkien's line about how evil doesn't create, which isn't even remotely true, you dumb fucks. I think some of these people are subconsciously jealous of the new generation of kids, which compels them to spend so much time and thought trying to dismantle children's movies. Sure, bitching about Star Wars and the MCU is one thing, but why exactly are so many adult men so concerned about the current state of Disney's Snow White? I got a secret for you to know, and it may come as a surprise, but most people are lying about how much they care about kids. Kids make a convenient political football because they make manipulating certain adult psychologies easier, but kids are lame and evil. Almost everyone's heaviest, oldest baggage comes from their interactions with other children when they were young. They're only worth as much ore as they can mine with their tiny evil hands. So worried that someone may be trying to transsexualize them that they don't consider the damage that can be done just by bumming them out all the time, and making them as paranoid as they are. They're teaching children that they can be whatever they believe they are, regardless of reality, cry the people who teach children and that an invisible man lives underground and will burn them in hell for eternity for having negative thoughts. Or about the invisible man in the sky that will burn them in hell for eternity for having negative thoughts. Well, at least they won't be sucking dick down there, I guess. So mission accomplished. These children have been saved. Christ almighty, hallelujah. Paranoia is dangerous because it justifies the very acts that the paranoid are concerned will be directed towards them. Paranoid about being ripped off? Well, you better rip them off before they do it to you, because they will, those bastards. Paranoid about being attacked by Iran? Well, better bomb them first to stop them from launching an unprovoked attack, those bastards. How many times will we see someone who was paranoid about homosexuality get popped for doing drugs in a seedy motel with a man-whore? How many people who are paranoid about what children are watching or being exposed to, who then end up in the news for diddling a kid? Not everyone, by any stretch of the imagination, but enough to be a noticeable pattern. Are you motivated from genuine concern, or are you just protesting too much to hide your own guilt? And who exactly told you to be worried about it in the first place? Do you ever consider how little homosexuality there would be in the world had the church not spent the greater part of 1,000 years bringing it up all the time? It may never have occurred to Billy that he could fuck Jerry in the ass if old Father Jimbo wasn't harping about it every Sunday. In your rush to condemn, all you may accomplish is to call attention to its existence. Public shaming, political and religious messaging, cancellation of work and contracts over public outcry ginned up by cynical players, boycotts, moral outrage, indoctrinating children. These are not the tools of the left. These are Christian tactics. They opened the door to all of this. The 21st century progressive left has been running a late 20th century Republican playbook, and that is where the left went wrong. Being a moral busybody is not cool, even if you do reverse the polarity. And it is also why the right is not trustworthy. They've had to use the left's late 20th century counterculture playbook, but it is not a natural fit. And how quick they are to revert to true form like a werewolf exposed to silver. How dare they act like we act, but in reverse? Am I the bad guy for telling you that you are being emotionally manipulated to take up positions you don't actually want to take by the selective framing of information to induce maximum panic and fear? Probably. Wallow in your own misery and stay waspinated.
I spoke. The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.